Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Virgo for the month of July 2021. The element is water, so a lot of emotional stuff going on, Virgo. The ebb and the flow, the rough and the smooth. Let's see what it's going to be for you, the stoic Virgo. So the energy for the next 4 weeks is fear for fear's sake. So do not worry about things you can't control, because sometimes the mind, the brain just takes us into places that we shouldn't really go. And nothing. And that's the interpretation of the Nine of Swords. Also sleeplessness. So let's see what you might be sort of overthinking or over worrying about in the next 4 weeks. And it's emotions too. So they're usually the things that set us off in that regard. Where you are right now, Virgo, is decisions to make, stuck, sitting on the fence. Will I, won't I, won't I, will I? I don't know what to do. What you've got to do with the Two of Swords is just make the decision and move on. It's not major, but it's in your head, and you keep sort of fluctuating between. So the key meaning of this word is just make the decision. Now we're going to look at why and what's influenced you to be toing and froing with this decision that you have to make. Now, it's not a life-shattering decision either. It's just a day-to-day, a smaller, minor decision, but somehow the outcome of it's got you in a bit of a panic. Let's see the influence of onto this decision, and in fact of the whole 10 cards of the reading. And we have Scorpio transformation. A big change is sort of with you at the moment. You're in it. You're already transforming. You're already relinquishing certain things in your life that you know really don't work for you. But personally, you want that change to happen. So you're sort of in the midst of it. And it is a big change. So there you might be just thinking, oh, I don't know whether this was the right way to be. Did I really have to start this change? Yes, you did. So you just need to keep on with it, because it's a major card, the Death card, and it's the Scorpio card. So that's October, November time. Something that may come to fruition at that time, I'm thinking here as well. So you just have to do it, because it's already in progress. So there's no point, there's no turning back, Virgo. You just keep going forward all the time with this and learning as you go. It's a relinquishment as well of sorts. Let's see the background of it and see what's sort of been happening for you in the last 4 weeks, so since May, June. The Chariot, emotional discipline. So there we have the answer too. Yes, it is a big discipline, it is a big change. It's something that you personally just want for yourself, to better yourself, I'm getting. And there with the Chariot, you do ultimately become a victor once you sort of discipline and balance those emotions, really. This is the card for Cancer, so in fact it's sort of all been leading to where you are right now. So just keep moving forward with it, and victory will be yours, and success, and moving through. So you haven't made the wrong decision, you just have to make the decision to keep moving forward. Recent influences. We have the 10 of Coins, the Inheritance card, the Stability card, everything is great. You've worked hard to get to this point. Your life is quite great at the moment in terms of the earthiness of it, and that's your suit, is earth, coins. Having done a good job, having reached the 10, means that that part of your life is indeed stable. So we will see what comes next. What's the next element you have to work on? You see, Virgo, it's quite interesting, isn't it? And typical of Virgos, because they are very much into this stability and working hard, slowly but surely, to achieve that. Now that has been achieved, but now comes something else. The lesson you'll be learning in the next 4 weeks. Oh, up in the air about something. Once again, we have swords coming in, and everything sort of, whatever this is, ideas that are just wafting and swirling around, but you haven't sort of plucked it out of the air to make it into something, a reality. It's just there. It just sort of keeps going, circling around and around like a plane that can't land. And it is very much like that. And just, yeah, a bit of a snoopy card too, a bit of a gossipy card. So just try and keep yourself earthed this month. A lot of emotions too, swirling around with water. But the lesson is to sort of make a reality of things that are sort of ideas, moving forward, moving from this, using your discipline, going with the new improved you that you've already started in motion. So there. Near future, Virgo. And then we have a cycle that is ending, and ending very nicely because it needs to end. The time is up. So the time is up for this cycle to finish. What comes next? The stability. Bring the new ideas in. Make them a reality. There's every chance of a success. It's like anything new that we endeavour in life. It's always a bit scary at first whether we should plunge in or not. But this card's signifying the need for this cycle to come to an end, and it will naturally anyway. So there you go. Interesting reading. Let's see what's happening that you're not realising, Virgo. Six of Cups. All sorts of emotions. People from the past coming up. Situations regarding these people who pop up unexpectedly usually, but it's about sort of dealing with that as well. Maybe dealing with, you know, sort of family business relationships that are sort of always, you know, just always need a bit of sorting. Cycles that just keep coming around. But very much, this is a past life card, so it's very much popping up to say it's got to be dealt with. So look out, once again, emotions, so look out for anything like that that sort of crops up. And then you think, oh no, not this again, I don't want to be dealing with these emotions, it's going to get in the way, but it's part of the whole story that's happening for you at the moment, Virgo. How other people see you in this whole story, particularly these people. The Hanging Man, going with the flow. Sacrifice. Like I said before, it probably isn't going to sort of really be sorted out until we come into October, November. However, until then, patience is a virtue. Just keep going with the flow. And that's how other people see you. So it's a very great card, I feel, for you to have, because it's very much about patience and waiting for the right time. And these people know that too. But yeah, that's how you're seeing the Hanged Man, just going with the flow. Patience. waiting for the right time to crop up, so it can be dealt with, but it's not going to be dealt with soon. It will be later, but still it's there. It's part of this transformation you're undergoing. What you're feeling positive about? Smooth sailing, from rough to smooth. So you know actually everything's going to be all right. Maybe, you know, obviously there has been a bit of choppy weather and rough going, but now it's the Six of Swords sort of balances out and says, yeah, well, you're cruising for a while now, so just go with that. As long as you're moving with, it's like the forecast is the bad weather's behind you. Now you've got some nice sailing weather, so just go with that. Especially with mind, we've got swords here, so there's quite a few swords, so just, you know, control that mind of yours. Discipline. The outcome. A bit of discontentment coming up at the end of it, but you know, this is a temporary transition as well. It's just like we've got everything, but still we're wanting for more. It's about addressing that and waiting too, you know, just waiting for the whole cycle to finish. Once again, it's a minor card, so it's just one of those times where we just feel like, well, why am I so ungrateful? I've got everything I need. I'm not in need of anything. But it's just that sort of 4 is a consolidation of event. So it could well be a relationship, obviously, here that's been baffling you. But you've just got to sort of trudge through the sludge to get to the finish of it and let it finish how it's going to finish. And these aspects will come in. But once you sort of confront them, it's going to be easy just to move with it. What an interesting time. Quite emotional, but quite mind your mind, mind your head this month, this next 4 weeks, Virgo. It could be a bit unsettling, but it just has to happen. So just, you know, attack it bit by bit. Your message is compassion. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of its beauty. So there you go. Very much emotional stuff, but yeah, being compassionate as well with things and just moving through these emotional highways and byways, I'm supposing, with these certain people tucked away down here. Anyhow, have a great month and just discipline away and keep moving forward with compassion. Thanks so much for listening, Virgo.